beat Shred. Take that, Shred. God, I wish I didn't have to continue to do that, but here we are. I'm making more progress with the Retro Achievements program, and after the return of the Retro Achiever Complete series, I am happy to return to what may be one of the most rented video games between my friends and I, Konami's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo. I'd actually completed the achievement set mastery for the Hyperstone heist on the Sega Genesis, and that's a game I actually very much enjoy outside of the boss rush stage. But Turtles in Time does have a very challenging bonus set of achievements, and thankfully the base set that earns you a mastery badge is very reasonable to complete. Much like any game with multiple character choices though, this does require you to beat the game several times. Because there is no achievement stacking, you are required to toggle between the difficulty settings for multiple achievements. I recently revisited this game on my stream, and this left me with very little to sweep up to complete the base set. As it stands now, the only turtle I haven't completed the game with is Donatello, and there is one other achievement that has you playing on the easy difficulty. So to complete this set, we're running through the game as Donnie on the easy mode. I'm not going to pretend I'm playing through some completely obscure game, so I don't think this video will be a full-scale playthrough, but I'll record everything and I'll clip it accordingly. And just to check out the achievement set, here's the two we have left, finishing the game as Donatello. That is the brains, and we also have the baby turtle for 10 points, which is complete the game in easy. And you can see that's in the base set, that's the only two that are locked. Playing through the base set, what we've already achieved, we've completed all the stages, so you can see from Big Apple, Scene 1, all the way down. And the final Shell Shock is the final stage, the final boss. Put an end to Shredder's madness. There's the achievements, beating the game as the separate turtles, beating the game on hard difficulty in one player mode, and completing the time trials, which is I didn't really mess with the time trials as a kid, and they were actually quite fun to play through. And it extends to beating certain times in the other achievement set, which you'll see here, the bonus achievements. But also the hard difficulty might seem daunting at first, but once you get a grasp of the basics of this game, you can usually manage pretty well. There's a few definite roadblocks, such as beating Slash, but if you put the time in, you'll get used to the game and be able to beat it on the hard difficulty. We also have points-based achievements, which, especially if you play on the hard difficulty, if you learn to do the throw at the screen, these come very easily. Even the 1,000 points. Usually when I play this, I end the game with at least 1,200 points. And then there's complete the game with 7 or more lives in reserve on the hard difficulty. And I will mention there is option settings. You can't use codes to extend your lives any further, but you can toggle the life setting to give you more lives to start the game with, and that helps balance out and let you earn this achievement. As mentioned, this does have a bonus set, so here are the ones that I haven't yet unlocked. There's throwing virtually like every enemy in the game at the screen. This is harder than it seems. That's you don't realize how high these totals are until you get into the game and need to throw all the enemies at the screen. There's the perfect scores in the bonus rounds, which are fairly tough, especially the sewer surfing bonus game, but these require a lot of memorization and practice. And then there's achievements beating every boss in the game without getting hit at all. And I can manage most of these bosses for the most part, but every time they just get that one sucker punch in on me, and I lose the achievement for it. So but again, that's probably nothing that's totally absurd. These are ones you definitely have to put the practice in to earn, but I think anybody that does invest the time will be able to get at least most of those. And then there's just a sample of some of the bonus ones that have been unlocked already. There's throwing 100 enemies into the screen on a single credit. We did beat Baxter without losing any health. Get the time trials, meaning the target times. If you play as Raphael in the memorize where the enemies spawn, everything, these are all doable. So those are the ones that have been unlocked already and got me a decent chunk of bonus achievement points here. So that's the breakdown of the achievements. So let's go ahead and get into the game. So here we go. We have to go into the options and toggle this. We have to put it on the easy difficulty. So there we go, it's on easy. I'm just going to change this so the special moves are mapped to one button. We don't need to mess with the live settings, but that was what I was referring to. If you're looking to get that achievement for beating the hard mode with at least 7 lives in reserve, you can toggle this to 7 and the achievement will still pop. We want dash to manual. I'll just leave the back attack on for now. Okay, so there we go, easy difficulty. 1 player mode, and we need to make sure we select Donatello, and then we'll be off to the races here. Here we go. Okay, and when I play this, I'm typically playing as Raphael or Michelangelo when I play this. Oh, the back there, the back attack is backfiring on me. So, like, I kind of not really sure what Donatello's stats are, but the turtles do have different stats in this game. They're broken down complete. If you have the instruction manual for this game, it does rate them from 1 to 10 on a variety of categories, so you can go in and see what the strengths and weaknesses of each turtle would be. I guess even playing on easy, we can still do, there's the, you can see the achievement counter for throwing the enemies into the screen. The slam is definitely more useful, and if you don't know, once they're stunned, if you hold left or right and use the attack, that's what throws them at the screen. But if you're holding up or down, you can manually do the slam. It's not done by chance. Except for here, coincidentally, in this segment where Krang is in the background, the game refuses to let you do the screen throw. It'll automatically do, no matter what you do, it'll automatically do the slam command. If you're going for the screen throwing achievement, it definitely helps to have a faster turtle. Once you have a basic grasp of the game, Raphael is absolutely the best turtle to play as. Just unfortunately, he is a glass cannon type of character, so you need to be careful. He has very high offensive output, but he takes damage very quickly. But you get that stun attack, and the faster your turtle is, the more you can manage getting in there to do the throw. If you're playing as Michelangelo, he's the slowest turtle. It gets a little bit more difficult to consistently attack, especially if you're at a distance, and then get in there for the throw. And then each turtle has this running kick that you can do. It's done using the special button while you're running. It surprisingly doesn't drain any health. But especially if you're Raphael, this running kick does a ton of damage to the bosses. So that running kick seems equally good for the enemies that soak in multiple hits, like the Roadkill Rodneys, the Rock Soldiers. On top of any of the bosses you can do it on. So I'm trying to decide if it's reasonable to do the screen throwing achievement on a lower difficulty. I don't think the difficulty change really reduces or increases the enemy count. But you'll notice in a lot of cases the enemy types that spawn. You get less of the basic foot soldiers on the higher difficulties, and they're more of the specialty ones that carry the shields and weapons and such. Keep getting the grapple on me. Okay. Let's get in here and face Metalhead now. There we go. There's those sucker punches I'm always talking about. That was a kick, but... like, every time they have to sneak something in. Okay, and he's gonna do... all that. Oop. That was supposed to be a running attack, but... God. Just feel like once you get him to retreat to the corner and fire the gun, you just can get him in that loop afterward. So with stage 2 down, we get to the bonus stage now. Yeah, the sword enemies are the ones that are awful in here. Make sure I get this pizza, though, to top off my health. Yeah. Got close to a perfect, but no dice. Getting close does not get us an achievement, unfortunately. Okay, so then there's the Rat King. And oh jeez. And then when he goes into this phase where he fires the mines, you're completely safe down here, so that's something you can use to your advantage if you're trying to get the achievement where you don't get hit by the Rat King. But you have to do those bonus set achievements on the hard difficulty. Jeez. And then there's that where I think there's a recovery period after you jump, because I constantly get that. I go to jump when I land and he just doesn't jump. That's fine. So like all this stuff is just memorization and practice. Go get another extra life. You get extra life every 200 points. So the fun thing about this game is there are multiple point values based on how you finish off the enemies. You see the slam gives you 2 points per enemy. But when you do that throw at the screen, it does give you 3 points, so you do get rewarded for doing this as much as possible. Master say have fun. I don't remember when the second movie came out in theaters, but I want to say that maybe there's an anniversary coming up for it, because I see that it's being screened in theaters in March, coming up here soon. Almost have Razar defeated. Largely what makes this fight tough is that there's 2 of them, and then at least on Toka, the Ice Beam, it has a deceptively wide hitbox, like above and below it, it has a deceptively thick hitbox. You feel like you're below it, and it still hits you. Nope. There we go. Should be a pizza in the next scene. Oh god. There we go. Alright, so we're at 78 thrown at the screen. It's something that it does seem easy considering that there's 10 stages, but then you take into account that there's multiple stages, like the stage 3 that we were just in the bonus round. And then there will be one coming up here that takes place in the future, the second bonus round. Those stages, you don't have the option to throw them into the screen. Stage 10 is only a boss fight against Shredder, so it's another stage you can check off that you can't throw any enemies at the screen. I feel like 250 is doable, but the other one was 325 or something. That one is, I don't know. That one sounds tough. Okay, here's the shield enemies. So we'll shoulder them. here we go. Tonight I dine on turtle soup. In this stage, we have to throw the enemies at the screen here, so... Can't see anything. Okay. Shredder's big old head is in the way. Okay. Ooh. Oh no! Okay. So we do get to pick up a chunk of screen throws. Oh, it's gonna take that life from us. We get a chunk of screen throws there, but it's mandatory. Oh, it's on easy, so they don't even drop the rocks. But yeah, you get those toggles too. I'm pretty sure if you play it on easy, when we get to the pirate ship, the ship that flows through the background, the cannonballs, it doesn't actually fire the cannonballs onto your ship. So that's another thing where the stage hazards go away if you're playing on easy. A lot of my friends would play video games a lot, but they weren't quite as into video games as I was, so they were the type they really enjoyed playing on the easy difficulties. So we'd do the multiplayer on easy, and then I would play on my own on hard. But after I got comfortable with this game, I started encouraging at least a close friend I had at the time to play it on hard to see the cool ending to this game and everything. So I have experienced this on all 3 difficulty levels over the years. And here's another segment. You can throw the rock soldiers, but you can't do the screen throw. It almost seems like it doesn't do a ton of damage to them either. You seem like you get more results by doing the running kick, because they tend to take multiple hits from that. Alright. They're taking points away from me. But we did hit 600 points. We got our life back, so we're back to 4 in reserve. Ooh, okay. There is a pizza coming up, and I always enjoy that one. That foot soldier's having the time of his life. Oh, and then there's this boss fight. Again, you can learn this, but this fight's kind of rough if you don't understand what's going on. But he just gave me his back that time. Okay. Like, maybe this is the one time that Donatello's reach will really come into handy. Because if you try to get too many hits off of him, he'll do the little spin ball move. Jeez. There we go. But you can only hit him from behind, so you can imagine how tricky this can be at times. Oh, okay. I think he just parried me. But he's a little less fast and aggressive since it's on easy, but man, that's the one I think about. Defeating Slash on hard without getting hit. that one's that's the one fear type of achievement in this bonus set. For me, at least. Okay, and then here's the segment I referred to earlier where if we were playing on any other difficulty, that ship in the background would be firing cannonballs at us. Oh, come on. We got stuck in a back attack. Okay, 780. I'll pick this up because it's the archer foot soldiers. Oh, okay. So if you're using the bomb pizza, you can roll over those loose planks. That way you can avoid getting hit by them if you walk over them, but it just decided to not trigger until the bomb pizza was, my power-up was depleted. And then we have this fight here. They'll tag in and out repeatedly. It helps to focus on one of them. You only have to beat one of them. So once one of their health gets depleted, they both decide to get angry and attack each other and take each other down. I guess this fight makes up for when they ported the arcade version to the NES. They had to do something about the parking lot fight because they couldn't handle putting Rocksteady and Bebop on the same screen, I guess. But we did get an exclusive boss fight out of it, I guess. Trying to get Rocksteady out of here. Okay, good. So there we go. Even though Bebop still had like half his health left, we've won the fight because we took Rocksteady down. It's just how it goes. There's only, I think, 2 real stages we have left that we can throw foot soldiers at the screen. It's normally fun to hit that barrel, but let's see if we can... See, I'm starting to... I don't know if we're even going to reach 250 on this. It's one of those achievement sets you look at it and like, oh, I can do that, and then you go to do it and you realize exactly how many enemies that is. I'm almost at 1,000 points already. That's why I said the scoring achievements actually aren't all that tough. You do have to try to get them, but they're still nothing incredibly difficult. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna fall for that. If you're playing on other difficulties, barrels will fall from the sky, I guess? I don't know. And there's one that falls right on that pizza, so you try to go grab it and then get crushed. I don't know about Donnie's damage output, though. But all that view could be skewed... Oh, man. All that view could be skewed because Raphael just does so much damage. And then just on... Oh my god, on base stats alone, Michelangelo is said to be the strongest turtle. But when you know what you're doing with Raphael, just... super damage output character.
Night Riders.
So as I said, here's the second bonus stage. It's another stage we lose the ability to toss the ninjas into the screen, so we effectively have one stage left to target the screen throwing achievement. I really like this stage. It looks cool, it's fun, has great music. Uses that Super Nintendo Mode 7. Oh god, where are the pizzas at now? They're like orbs. Orbs are the pizza of the future. In 2020, we'll be eating our pizza in orbs instead of as like a pie. Oh god, a pie like we're used to. Ow. He does missiles, not orbs first. I was waiting for him to shoot the orbs up into the sky, but he only does that for a second phase. Get to see his gross chest mouth as he shoots the missiles out. There's the one. That's what I was expecting. Alright, so with that out of the way, we get to the final full stage of the game. Because as I mentioned, stage 10 is strictly the final boss fight. And are there even going to be 50 more foot soldiers here? I don't know. Putting myself into danger trying to get all these grabs. And this one will be really close. I feel like I'm the off-screen sucker punch. Blindsided. And I'm pretty sure it's in 1 credit, so if you try to pull the tactic of dying, continuing, because if you're in 1-player mode, if you game over and have to continue, you have to redo the entire stage. It is not an on-the-spot continue. Like if you're in 2-player mode or playing the arcade game. Okay, unfortunately I think there's rock soldiers here. Again, I can't throw these into the screen, so we're gonna lose more count for that achievement. God, we're at the very end. I don't think we're gonna get it. We're gonna be short by 10, because I think it's, if enemies spawn, it's rock soldiers. Oh well. Well, 2 boss fights, and then we have the rest of our base set achievements at least. I think this is the rare area that you can farm points. Got these, I want to say it was like Nintendo Power when they did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 coverage. They called those enemies flippers, because they do exist in the NES version of TMNT 2. And then Crank stays away as long as there's 2 or more of those on the screen. He doesn't spawn back in until there's 1 or less remaining. Okay, there we go. 1 stage to go. Carries around a sword in the arcade game. Oh man, he's so what is he doing? He's so slow on easy. He's even walking. Okay, I don't remember this. On hard, he teleports all over the place and does everything so fast. You pretty much have to wait for the blue aura, because he does when he does blue, he shoots ice into the sky. So it pretty much only hits you if you're jumping in at him. That one right there. That's like your free pass to hit him in the hard difficulty. But yeah, you don't want anything to do with that green one. The green one's an instant kill. It's his mutagen ray. There we go. That was even easier than I thought. Oh, man, it's disappointing we came short on that one achievement, but there we go. There's the brains. The baby turtle. So we got both of those unlocked. And there it is, it drops in. 30 achievements, 450 points. Am I disciplined enough to defeat it? Ha 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 ha. We get the non-ending. Yeah, you pretty much have to beat it on hard to get like any real ending to this game. Even if you beat it on normal, Splinter just kind of says you need to do better. There you go, 25 minutes in-game time. There we go. There's the 2 that are unlocked, the baby turtle and the brains. So that brings us to 30 out of 30 achievements, 450 points. So that takes us very close to 16,000 overall points on the hardcore setting. Once again, one final glance at the achievements. So there we go. Another episode of Retro Achiever complete in the books. I am working on one more game. Recently streamed Double Dragon on the NES, and I am 2 achievements away from having the completion on that. Unfortunately, it's in the B mode, which is the 2-player versus mode that's really weird in that game, but I think I've managed to figure out a lot of it, and there's 5 characters you need to play as in that and beat the CPU opponent perfectly without getting hit once, and I've done that for 3 out of the 5 characters, which includes the absolute worst one already. So we have 2 more characters. I think I can manage it, so we'll film a little bit more stuff in the coming weeks and do a Retro Achiever complete episode based on NES Double Dragon. But until then, peace out, everybody.